The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry LCCI has predicted that Nigeria's total debt stock could hit 45 trillion naira by December of this year. According to the president of the LCCI, Mr. Michael Olawale Cole, who spoke at a press briefing on the state of the nation, the country's debt stock is expected to increase following the federal government's plan to borrow an additional 1.6 trillion naira, while the 2022 debt target for domestic borrowing was pegged at 2.5 trillion. Joining us to discuss further is Arise business analyst Chika Nbono. Chika, good morning.
Morning today. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us. Debts, the president on oil theft. We always hit you with the hard stuff. Where do you want to start?
The letter the president wrote to the Senate, also to the House of Rep, clearly has admitted what has been under the radar. Even though those who are in the industry have been screaming about the level of theft in the industry. So it's an acknowledgement by the government that this is happening. Sometimes I shudder at the very casual way we talk about these things. Oil is our life.
Yep.
Oil is the life of the country. The revenues, the FX income and everything. And then some people, individuals, are now stealing that oil, and then we're just talking about it, very casually. I'm hoping that the Senate and House of Reps, in debating this the president's request, will actually probe to the bottom and find out who. And just like somebody asked the question about 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, that who are these people who are stealing this oil?
Right.
How are they selling it? Which countries are buying it? This is not like carrying oil in jerry can.
Right.
This is millions of barrels of oil, that have been, stolen from our country. Who is selling them? And I keep saying that the money is sweet. And when the money is sweet and big like this, it means that everybody in the chain is participating one way or profiting one way or the other.
Made the case with the borders, customs, and so on.
We're profiting one way or the other. That is why the handshake has become the shoulder shake and become a hug, and it's gotten out of hand. And we're actually at the mercy of these people. And the president of our country now is using it as one of the reasons to alter our budget. So are we helpless or something like that? I would love to hear the plan for stopping this theft of our oil, because it's massive. Some people have alluded to about 80% of the oil produced in the country goes into private hands, and it shouldn't happen. I'm hoping that the Senate and the House of Rep, that Lawan will not just, as usual, say that their work is just to support the president and just pass it like that without asking a question. Tied into that, of course, immediately is the issue of deficit and
LCCI,
and borrowing. You notice also that the letter he wrote has said that the deficit will increase to about 7.5 trillion. And again, the incremental amount, which is about almost just about 1 trillion, arising from this adjustment, will be funded from domestic borrowing. And that's why LCCI says that maybe by the end of the year, our borrowing will be about 45 trillion. We know that the government has not been good in projections. That's not a complete correct statement. They have been half good in projections, in the sense that the expenses always exceeded by more than 100%, while the revenues achieved by about 50% or 60%.
Right.
Which means that this projection of about 7-point-something trillion deficit may actually rise to about 10 trillion at the end of this accounting year, fiscal year.
Wow.
And
that's huge, Joe.
It's massive.
Massive.
Yeah, it's massive, but
gosh,
it speaks to about so many things wrong in our country. about so many things in the country. Still the single dependency on oil as a key revenue. Still the fact that we have been tepid in the support for the expansion of non-oil revenue, non-oil exports. Even the Central Bank is trying to do something about that.
Yeah, the RT2.
It speaks to the everyday open paper. You will see something. The one I saw that day that about 11,000 BRT buses in Abuja are missing. You saw the report we did yesterday that the debtors for the MDS are owing more than 5 trillion.
Right.
Only about something billion have been recovered. So the leakages are so many, either in revenues or extraordinary expenses, and we're just going around behaving like we are rich. We are a broke country. I keep saying we're a broke country. Broke country. Look at the amount of money we are borrowing. And, the DMO and the Minister of Finance all celebrated that, our bonds go out there.
Oversubscribed.
They want to clap. That people are giving us money that it talks about the strength of Nigeria.
What does this put? What kind of pressure does it put on the next administration?
I was speaking to some people yesterday, and I said there are fundamental fiscal issues, challenges that must be addressed within the first 100 days of the next government. And it is not this type that they will come now. With the 6 months will come. They will not appoint ministers. They must hit the ground running.
Yeah.
The challenges are so many. Youth unemployment is about what? About more than 45%. We are the poverty capital of the world.
India just passed us, so we're second.
That thing needs to be remarked. That thing needs to be remarked. I don't think that anybody can beat us. Misery index is up the roof. Everywhere, every parameter is there, is bad. And then ties into the report I thought about, the LinkedIn report.
Oh yeah, LinkedIn, yeah, the jobs. What do you make of that?
I said, I'm happy that kind of thing is happening in the country now. That kind of report appearing in the country now.
Yeah, best places to work according to LinkedIn. Yeah.
And there was several criteria.
Yeah.
Ability to advance, skills, growth, company stability. First of all, the first proviso is what? That they must not be more than 10%.
The attrition, yes, attrition is not more than 10%.
10%.
Yes. in a year.
In a year.
Right.
Attrition, when you have 45% youth unemployment,
right.
Where are they going to?
Right, so I see your point.
You get my point now?
I see your point.
Where would they go to?
Right.
Now, where you have high mobility of labor, and people have more options, and so that, let's put it this way. That high mobility of labor are the highly skilled areas in the environment, in the country. Just let me leave it at there.
Yeah.
Well, as you go down, the mobility of labor is very, very low.
Right.
In the sense that the options are very few.
Limited, right.
45% of the youth are not employed.
Right.
So why would the attrition be high?
Right.
The job that you have, what do you do?
You hold it tight.
They're kicking your head and doing everything. I will keep this job. So that can also account for attrition being low. When the economy is evolving and growing, people are eager to look for new challenges and new jobs. But our economy is not growing. There are no new opportunities in the economy, to test your skills and so I like the report, but we'll have to look at it again. If you say, they're doing this kind of reports in UK, in Germany, in other things, France, it's okay. Where they have moderate unemployment levels, mobility level is very high. People have options or whatever, but over here,
a different story.
We'll have to look at this report with but it's a good start because the first time it's been done.
Arise business analyst Chika Mbona. Chika, thanks for joining us. Appreciate your insights. It is the Global Business Report here on Arise News.